Hey guys, welcome to Man's Interest 1-1. I am your host, Hellfish6. This is a new channel that I'm starting up. And basically it's going to be a channel of things that interest the average everyday man. You know, sports, politics, tech, news, relationships maybe. We'll see how that goes. Whatever floats my boat that day is what we're going to be talking about. So without any further ado, let me get right into it, introduce myself. Like I said, her name's going by Hellfish6. I live in Anchorage, Alaska. Served in the United States Marine Corps, enlisted for 4 years. Served as an officer in the United States Army and the Military Police Corps for 4 years. Undergrad is in history from Hofstra University in Long Island, New York. And and that's about it so far. Been gaming for a long time, PC gaming since about 1999. Started with Soldier of Fortune, moved into CS or Counter-Strike 1.6. Go old school, Command and Conquer, Rise of Nations, the old Rainbow Six games, the old Ghost Recon games before Tom Clancy allowed Ubisoft to ruin those great games. So that's a little bit about me, my background. Love technology, love cell phones, love laptops, computers, build my own. So I have a little bit of experience when it comes to these things. So just gonna share them with the world, and we'll see what takes off, see what gets popular, see what I enjoy doing. So first, let's get into sports. This is a big sports weekend. Today's the start of the NFL season. But before we get into that, let's just talk a little bit about the last night's pay-per-view event, Floyd Mayweather versus Berto. He's now 49-1 or 49-0. Sorry. Won a unanimous decision. Wow, one judge had it 120 to 108 on the scorecard. It wasn't close. I mean, I think Berto did a little better than 108, but it wouldn't have mattered. I firmly believe that the ref Bayless is there to protect Mayweather and not the other fighter. It just looked like every time Mayweather wanted to hold, it was like, okay, I'll let you hold for a few seconds, and then when Berto went in and wanted to do something, it was an immediate Bayless running in there and stopping the action. It looked weird. It looked like an odd fight. But I gotta admit, Mayweather at 40 years old, I mean, he looked sharp. He looked real sharp. His defense looked as solid as ever. I thought by now his legs would start to go, that he would show a little bit of a rust. Slow down a little bit, maybe not jump off as well, outside or jumping off those ropes as well. And he showed no problem whatsoever. Coming off the ropes, slipping and dodging. I mean, granted, Berto wasn't exactly the guy that anybody thought was gonna, knock Mayweather out, but I mean, he didn't even come close. There were rounds I don't even think he even touched Mayweather even once. It was a complete misclass, a mismatch. He had no business being in that ring, and I am very interested to see what the numbers are going to look like for this fight. I mean, personally, I don't care whether these guys make money on the fight or not. I'm there to watch the fight as a form of entertainment. And as a form of entertainment, this fight actually wasn't as bad as previous fights. It certainly wasn't no Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero fight. That was a boring fight. Even the Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez fight was boring, in my opinion. He shut down Alvarez, but I thought that was a boring fight. The first Maidana fight I thought was good, which I thought Maidana actually won or at least got a draw. But the second fight was boring, and obviously the Pacquiao fight was a big snore fest. I didn't think this one was too bad. I mean, you got to give Berto credit too. I mean, he came out there, he was in great shape. He came out there to fight. He just lacked he had short arms. He just lacked the necessary skill set to present any challenges. It looks like to beat Mayweather, you need to be a bigger guy. You need to be physically overpowering, and you need to have a good left. And he didn't have those attributes necessary to cause Mayweather any problems. And Mayweather, I mean, he knows the game. He's got it down to a complete science. He does 100% defense, right? He knows how to run. He knows how to dodge. He knows how to to shake these punches off and slip and dodge. And then he does just enough offensively, just enough. He'll throw that 1-2 punches, clean punches, just enough to win the round and get the points and cruise. And you know what? That's what works for him. The guy got a $32 million check for 36 minutes of work. That's amazing. That's almost $1 million a minute. You know what? If somebody was giving you $1 million to run around the ring for a minute, I'm sure you would do it too. So look, can't knock the hustle. He's 49-0. He says this is his last fight. I'm not buying it. I don't see him wanting his legacy to be remembered as his last fight being against a guy who presented absolutely zero challenge to him. Not when comes May 2016, Cinco de Mayo. I don't think he's ready to give up that date. I don't think he's ready to give up that date. And I think that rematch with Manny's going to be looming. Manny's going to be coming back. And what other fight is there? You know, that's still a fight that, you know, the last one had 4.4 million buys. That's still a fight that's probably going to get 2.5, you know, even 2.0. He'll make 100 million on that fight. With, you know, and if in his mind it's easy work, well, why not? He goes 50-0. He beats Manny again. He cements his legacy that he, you know, that he's the best fighter of the generation. And then maybe he calls it a day after that. Or if he really wants to get, really wants to get challenging, he could fight the winner of the Canelo Alvarez and Miguel Cotto fight in May. That'll be a pretty big fight, especially if he moves up. You know, if that's a fight for the middleweight championship, the linear middleweight championship, that would be a really good fight. But of course, you know, that has to be done at 160. I think I would not be happy if he goes, yeah, I'll fight you guys, but it has to be back down at a catchweight of 155 or 154 because he's already beaten those guys. He beat Alvarez, I think, at 155, and I don't remember the weight that he beat Cotto in, but that to me wouldn't be worth saying, okay, I'm the linear middleweight champion. If he wants to really impress and say, hey, I'm going to take it up to the next level, I'm going to challenge myself this time since I've already beat these guys at the welterweight division and junior welterweight division. Well, then you move up to 160, you take the linear championship at the middleweight, and then retire. But he has options, and I certainly don't think that I certainly don't think this is Mayweather's last fight. Other than that, this is the big news. Today's the start of the NFL season. I'll be watching the Seattle Rams game at 9 o'clock my time in a couple of hours, and then of course I'll probably watch the Broncos game, and then tonight, being that I'm from New York, we'll watch the New York Cowboys game. Root for New York. I don't do predictions. I think you have a better chance of just throwing darts on the wall and picking the team that's going to win than actually predicting winners of these NFL games. There's just way too many variables, too many injuries, too many weather considerations to consider about the weather, personal things that are going on, egos, strategies of the other teams, adjustments. It's just, you know, you'll see too. Watch the watch the pregame show. Today's everyone's 0-0, obviously, or maybe guys are that picked the Steelers to beat the Patriots are already 0-1, but you'll see by the end of the year they're going to be hovering around 50% in terms of how accurate they are predicting the winners and the point spread. It's around 50%. I mean, it's gambling for a reason. I'm not a big gambler. I can see the draw to it, but it's just there's just too many variables. And then when I see the professionals, people that do this for a living, they're only getting around 50% of their predictions correct. What chance does the average guy have? So, but who wants the Cowboys to win anyway? So, we'll see what happens. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your Sunday. And you guys, if you have any recommendations on how I can improve this video, improve the audio quality, please let me know. And I'll do my best to clean it up. All right, well, this is my first video. Thanks for watching and listening. This is Hellfish6 signing out. Peace.